Dear students of Honors Part 3, how are you doing? Today I will discuss one of the fundamental topics of psycholinguistics, child language development. You know, child language acquisition is one of the fundamental aspects of psycholinguistics. All children except the retarded or handicapped once acquire their mother tongues, and for that they have to go through several distinctive stages. In almost all the cases, children's language development follows a predictable order. Each child's language development is usually characterized by gradual acquisition of particular abilities and traits. Different psycholinguists have different views about the language development in children. For example, Frederick Skinner, a renowned behaviorist psychologist, in his book Verbal Behavior, has expressed that language is developed through stimulus response. On the other hand, Noam Chomsky believes that children are born with language acquisition device, which is known as LAD, which helps children acquire all possible elements of language like vocabulary and grammatical elements. David Crystal, another linguist, has maintained that children learn language in 5 stages. Another linguist, Jean Aitchison, identified 3 stages that occur during a child's acquisition of learning language. The most influential psychologist, Jean Piaget, mentioned 4 stages of language development of a children. If we sum up all the views and simplify them, we will find that generally child language develops in the stages as follows. The first stage is babbling stage. The first stage of language development of child is known as the pre-linguistic babbling or cooing stage. During this period, which typically lasts from the age of 3 to 9 months, babies begin to make vowel sounds such as ah and ah. By 5 months, infants typically begin to babble and add consonant sounds to their sounds such as ba ba ba, ma ma ma, or da da da. At this stage, the babies learn to use different articulators like jaws, lips, and tongue to produce speech sound. The next stage is one word stage. The second stage, which is extended from 9 to 18 months, is known as the one word or holophrastic stage of language development. During this stage, children start using 2-word sentences more than just using single word for everything. For example, a child who wants to get milk may say get milk as opposed to only being able to say milk. This shows a marked advancement in language skills. This stage is also marked by telegraphic speech. Around the age of 10 to 13 months, children begin to produce their first real words. While children are only capable of producing a few single words at this point, it is important to realize that they are able to understand considerably more. Infants begin to comprehend language about twice twice as fast as they are able to produce it. At the end of this stage, children's object permanence develops. It helps them to discover hidden things. The next stage of child language development is two-word stage, and the span of this stage is from 18 to 24 months. During this stage, the children begin to use two-word sentences. These sentences usually consist of just nouns and verbs such as where daddy and puppy big. Though two-word stage runs around 6 months, children acquire a remarkable amount of linguistic properties. They learn vowel and consonant patterns, stress, intonation, and also some limited diphthongs in words such as down, boat, light, etc. They also learn some grammatical items like in, s, ed, and etc. The next stage is multi-word sentences. Around the age of 24 to 30 months, children begin to produce short multi-word sentences that have a subject and a predicate. For example, a child might say, "Mommy is nice," or "I want more candy." At this stage, children use more content words such as verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, etc. Though they utter long sentences, they do not omit the grammatical element which was not prominent at the two-word stage. As children grow up, they gradually continue to learn more new words every day. By the time they enter school, around the age of 5, children typically have a good amount of vocabulary, and they start using sentences quite efficiently. If we want to sum up this discussion, we might say that the language development among children is rather a complex phenomenon. It involves physical and cognitive development along with habit formation and social interaction. My dear students, with these few words, I would like to conclude my discussion on child's language development, and I do hope and believe that this is not a critical or complex discussion, and if you want to grasp the whole lecture only by putting in attentive listening to my lecture, you will understand how children develop their language. And I hope that you have enjoyed this session, and thank you very much for watching the lecture.